What's up, FHN?
I'm Harper.
I'm Camden.
Welcome to the last nightly show of the year. Stick by for a look into the FHSD mobile market, the brand new Facts Kitchen, and what color English really is.
You won't want to miss this. Kicking the show off with local news, the self-proclaimed festive holiday light extravaganza debuted with less than positive reviews. Jingle, located in O'Fallon, pitched itself as a fun event filled with Christmas spirit, but when people bought tickets and arrived at the location, they found the conditions difficult, unfriendly, and dangerous. With multiple reports of people fracturing or breaking bones from icy floors, unsafe slides, and other poorly executed business areas, Jingle was forced to close temporarily. They've recently reopened, promising major improvements in safety and comfort. However, even after these renovations, many customers remain frustrated with their strict adherence to a no-refund policy, even for those personally injured by the experience.
As we near the end of the year with the holidays that are currently happening, this means the start of 2025 is coming up too. With this new year comes a new president. In 1 month, on January 20th, President-elect Donald Trump will be inaugurated into office. Not only is this a big moment for the country, but for many high school seniors around the country, as it was their first time voting and having a voice in a major election. Vanessa Ng talks to high school seniors about the impact the younger generations have on the election.
Each year, a number of seniors are granted a new opportunity in November, their suffrage. Students that turned 18 before Election Day were able to register to vote on various propositions and the highly anticipated 2024 presidential election. Many seniors at FHN were compelled to take advantage of this right.
Having turned 18, I know I wanted to exercise that civil duty because most people aren't able to vote as soon as they turn 18.
I really just wanted to finally have a say in how my life is going to be run in the wide scale of things.
I just felt like, especially now, considering the two people who were running, it felt like it was important for me to make a decision.
It's my first real legal act as an 18-year-old.
It's made me feel more like a citizen now that I actually get a say in how my life is going to be run.
While seniors did what they could to educate themselves prior to casting their ballots, some believe that schools need to do more to prepare younger generations for these political processes.
I know government is a required course that should be taken, but I think the actual voting process, it could definitely be a more educated topic. If we learned more about it in school and the actual impact of voting, I think that would encourage a lot more people to vote.
It makes it more easier for people who might not necessarily have those adults in their life who they can talk to and ask questions to.
They should still keep it very unbiased as much as possible.
However, just because they can vote doesn't mean everyone does. Tufts University estimated that only 42% of younger voters ages 18 to 29 participated in the 2024 presidential election. The reason behind this can come in numerous ways.
They probably just aren't educated on it, and they don't see how it affects them often. The mindset, thinking that it wouldn't have an impact, is not a good mindset to have.
I think they should be much more involved in voting, because if they aren't, then they're going to grow up in a world that they don't agree with.
I know it sounds really cheesy, but young people really are the future. And if young people aren't making their voices heard, then we're just going to have 90-year-old people running the country forever.
Thanks, Vanessa.
In global news, the civil war plaguing Syria for decades has reached a boiling point. In 2000, Hafez al-Assad, the reigning dictator of Syria, died, and his son Bashar al-Assad took over as the totalitarian leader of the country. He quickly showed to be even worse than his father, causing senseless massacres and passing oppressive policies. As a result, the people of Syria have been growing agitated with their government. And recently, the militaristic rebel group Tahrir al-Sham has initiated an all-out revolution against the tyrannical government, causing Bashar al-Assad to flee the country and the government military to collapse. This power vacuum has created a wave of uncertainty and chaos within Syria, as various factions, including remnants of Assad's loyalists, rebel groups, and extremist organizations contend for control. The international community is divided on how to respond. While some nations advocate for humanitarian aid and peace negotiations, others push for interventions to stabilize the region by any means necessary. This escalation of an already grueling conflict has resulted in many casualties, injuries, and displacements, as well as greater fear among the civilians of Syria and surrounding countries. Safety, health, and food stand at the forefront of their worries.
However, food insecurity is not exclusive to Syria. Many people here in St. Charles struggle to make ends meet and provide healthy food for themselves and their families. Here's a video by Gabby Ming on how students from Hollenbeck address these communities through the FHSD mobile market.
At Hollenbeck Middle School, kids participating in STL spend once a month helping their community in mobile market.
So the mobile market is a community food pantry, food bank. Anybody in the community, anybody in the Francis Howell district, they can come through, and St. Louis Foods, they also donate to us. And this way we can just help people in the community that need some help with groceries. And it's free of charge to anybody.
Mobile market, which is held at the FHSD Burb Support Service Center, takes place every second Wednesday of the month year-round from 2 to 4 p.m. On those days since 2020, STL uses all the time they have to help out in mobile market by doing whatever services they can to help their community.
We don't have assigned jobs. We're just basically coming here and helping out, doing whatever we can. And STL goes by the theology that if someone else older than you is carrying something, you grab it out of their hands and carry it for them. Something that we want to help our members that work all throughout the workday and come here to help. We're also there to help them and our members of the community.
While STL as a club is known for planning events and activities at Hollenbeck and volunteering to help other events that different clubs put on, Mobile Market is one of STL's favorite events to participate in when they get to put a smile on people's faces.
Mobile Market, it's the opportunity to engage with our community and our community members, not only in the Francis Howell School District, but it's around all of the St. Louis and St. Charles metropolitan area, that we are getting people who are coming here and they're getting the experience where we have children from our district helping and getting that, spirit that are coming here, and it's definitely amazing.
As Hollenbeck, we come here and we have people just go wherever it's needed. Or if we see people that need some extra help, if they need multiple bags in one car and some people can't get it all, we help out and put it in their car for them.
The kids at Hollenbeck Middle School prove that no matter how old you are or how much experience you have, anyone can make a difference.
The end of the semester is right around the corner, and with that, final exams. Exemption forms are due this Friday, December 20th, with 0 exceptions. Finals will be taking place on January 8th, 9th, and 10th. Make sure you familiarize yourself with the adapted schedule for these days.
Moving into the second semester, students and teachers have made the new FHN building feel like home. Different classes and activities have greatly used the spaces, including the woodworking, robotics, and athletic facilities. FACS students have also improved their curriculums with the new kitchens. Here is Collin Christie's look into how the food and nutrition classes have used this new equipment to assist their learning.
Foods and Nutrition is a class at FHN that teaches students how to make food and the nutrients inside the food.
The focus of Foods 1 really is primarily on basic things that then they can take and use in the future to do more complex recipes. So my hope is that we get down basics like measuring and sanitation and how to boil milk without burning it and things like that, so that we can make more complex things.
But the cooking room didn't have the necessary equipment to give students a realistic experience when making food.
There was my pantry was sticking out into the middle of the room, which made it hard for me to see and get a good visual so that I can make sure I'm helping all students at the same time and equally. And that was really challenging. And having my classroom be in a separate room was also challenging for if we had when the casseroles go in the oven, then we can go and play a blanket or do whatever we need to do. And so that was really challenging in the old building.
The brand new cooking room offers students more room to make the food and makes teaching the class a whole lot easier.
I really like that in this building, it is a little bit larger and we have pull down outlets in the ceiling so that we can plug appliances into them. I also like that my classroom is attached to the kitchens because in the old building it wasn't. So this makes it a little bit easier to go back and forth and having multiple things going on.
The new room also gives students a more realistic feel if they want to pursue cooking with the better technology and newer equipment.
I think being in the new space really showcases what students are able to do, and that it also goes beyond the home, having the stainless hoods and all the stainless workstations really shows that they can do these like in a professional setting as well.
Thanks, Colin. It's also been a huge year in Hollywood. In 2024, we saw the release of action-packed films like Deadpool and Wolverine, enchanting soundtracks from Wicked and Mean Girls, and continuations of cult classics with Inside Out 2, Despicable Me 4, Moana 2, and Dune Part 2.
We're also expecting a major turnout for an expansion on the Lion King movies, with Mufasa: The Lion King coming out this Friday as one of the last movies of 2024. This highly anticipated film features stars like Beyoncé, Blue Ivy, and Seth Rogen in the same photorealistic style as the 2019 remake. While we close out the year, some things never change. Melanie Juarez Olivares goes around the school asking students the age-old question, what color is ELA?
My name is Melanie, and today we are going around the school and asking people what color is what subject. Who am I here with?
Tayana Williams.
Bryce Peterson.
Hannah Martin.
Noah Newson.
What color is ELA?
Blue.
Yellow.
ELA is yellow.
Definitely red.
And why?
Because it makes sense.
That's the color my ELA folder was growing up.
Because like reading, I don't know, for some reason like outdoors like yellow, I don't know. It's just like yellow makes sense in my brain. That doesn't make much sense, but yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like it should be red.
Before we say goodbye to 2024, let's look back at some of its biggest highlights. In the past year, AI reached new heights and found its way into various areas of our daily lives. AI appeared in social media apps with models like Gemini and Meta AI. Beyond chatbots, generative AI has assisted drug discovery, environmental research, and clinical settings. For instance, DeepMind and Isomorphic Labs have used AlphaFold, an AI protein structure prediction software, to improve the protein databank and expand knowledge of molecular structures. However, concerns of privacy, fairness, and bias, and lack of regulatory oversight rose with this revolutionary technology.
History was made on the court as well. On March 1st, Caitlin Clark broke the all-time NCAA D1 college basketball scoring record with 3,685 points, overtaking Pete Maravich's top scorer title. Last week, she was named Athlete of the Year by Time Magazine for her refreshing presence in women's basketball and for completely redefining women's sports. The spring also introduced new legislation regarding the social media platform TikTok. The legislation mandates that TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, sells the platform to an American company by January 19, 2025, or faces an outright ban in the United States.
2024 also marked the end of Taylor Swift's massively successful Eras Tour. From the first show in March of 2023 to its final in Vancouver on December 8th of 2024, the Eras Tour became the highest grossing tour of all time, generating over $2 billion. The tour dominated social media, news outlets, and audiences globally. It also served as a turning point for anti-scalping laws and ticket price regulations as public demand skyrocketed. Additionally, we saw the conflict between Israel and Hamas escalate in a multitude of ways this year as it dominated global headlines. The violence has resulted in devastating casualties on both sides, calling for peace from nations worldwide. The U.S. has faced intense scrutiny for its involvement, balancing military aid to Israel with growing international pressure to advocate for a ceasefire. As the conflict continues into 2025, it remains one of the most pressing global crises of our time. 2024 was also the year when Lindenwood's football team moved up from D2 and finished their first season as a D1 team. Nathan Smith and Braeden Kettinger dive into the challenges and benefits the major transition has brought to the team and their hopes for the future season.
Lindenwood University's football team is currently playing in their third season at the Division I level after moving up from D2 3 years ago. Moves like this often bring in more revenue for schools, but come with their own set of challenges to overcome for coaches and players.
Anytime you're kind of moving up a level, it takes a few years to get there, and I feel like this year I think we're better than we were last year. We're more competitive, and even the losses we've had, big difference than how we're playing teams this year as opposed to how we did last year. That comes with the type of players you've recruited, and they're kind of growing into the program a little bit. No, I think competitors are competitors. We were very successful at the D2 level, and I think just the type of athletes we recruit, I think a lot of the same competitiveness is there. Yeah, obviously you're able to get a little bit more athlete or more Division I type athletes when you move up to this level, and so obviously that intensifies a little bit just from an athleticism, but the competitiveness is pretty much the same.
Lindenwood has brought in some D1 recruits over this offseason. Wide receiver Jeff Caldwell talks about how the new talent can help the team succeed at the highest level.
I think we're a really special team. We're a hungry team. I think last season left a bad taste in our mouth. Got a lot of new guys who are ready and eager to help us out, put us in a position to win.
Kind of felt like it might take a couple of years to get to the level similar to the teams we're playing, and I feel like we're slowly getting there. You got to be a little patient sometimes because with the transfer portal, you can go get all transfer guys, but we've kind of done it through recruiting high school kids and developing them, and we've added some transfer guys, so it takes a little time, but I feel like by next year, I feel like we're going to take another step forward with the kind of youth that we got coming.
Thanks, Nathan and Braeden.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Nightly Show. Make sure to follow us at FHNtoday on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to leave a like and comment down below about what story you want to see covered in the next episode. We'll see you in 2025.
Once again, I'm Harper.
I'm Camden.
Signing off.